Today I'm hoping to get a lot done on the WRX. Got the seat back, of course I got the body parts, oil change, coolant change, and hopefully a little body work. But we'll see how far we get. I purchased this 2016 WRX from Copart. It ran, but it had some issues. And I've just been going through it and fixing everything I found that's wrong. If you'd like to get up to speed, check out the playlist. First thing up today is draining the oil. I believe it's a 14 millimeter. Let's see how tight it is. Oh, wasn't tight at all. All right, I'm gonna let that drain. I always thought it was a great idea that they have the oil filter up top. Ugh. Still hard to get off though. Oh man, that's very tight. I don't know why it was on so tight. That's fantastic. This kind of looks pre-lubed. But anyway, I'm going to put just a little here. This is an OE oil filter from the dealership. Let's see what they say. They say touch it and then 3/4 of a turn. So that's touching, and 3/4 of a turn would be this spot to about right there. Oh, that's actually pretty tight. That should be good. It's been draining enough. It's a very slow drip. Clean this off really good. A fresh crush washer on the drain plug. And I could use a torque wrench, but I can tell when the crush washer has fully crushed and it's bottomed out. And then I stop. I have not had any leaks doing these style washers that way. It just saves you a bit of time from going and setting the torque wrench. And since I have all new coolant, I'm going to remove this plug and let the rest of the coolant drain. So that way I'll be starting with mostly fresh coolant. When you saw the flow increase, that was when I removed the cap. The radiator cap, that is. Still draining. This draining kind of reminds me of Frank Drebin in A Naked Gun. He was relieving himself, and then the flow would stop a little bit, and then the flow would pick back up.
We also would like
That's what this is doing. We went to the $1 Million Soccer Tournament, 7v7. My nephew's favorite team is Drip FC. My wife came out and saw this dripping. She was like, Drip FC. I'm like, you guys are silly. That has dripped enough. I took a little break to help a neighbor out with something, but I am back. At this point, I would like to get all the fluids back in, get the intake all done, do the spark plugs, ignition coil, and hopefully let it idle and see if any codes pop back up. So let's see about getting at the ignition coil that lives back there. So the battery lives here and I've already taken it out. There's one ignition coil and there is the ignition coil that goes to 4. So it looks like I'll have space to get it out, but let me look at the new one and see what it looks like. So this is the new one, and thankfully it's not that long, and this section right here is pretty flexible. So I might be able to just unbolt that one and pull it out. And here is where I made a mistake removing the connector from the back side of the ignition coil. I saw the clip and I treated it like a Honda injector connector. But you don't have to remove the clip, you just have to press it in and you can pull the back side of the connector off. Okay, now does that allow this to just slide off? Yeah, it does. Nice and easy. And there's the little bolt right there. So I'm gonna see if there's room to just pull it out and up. And there is. Yeah, so there is plenty of room. Then I'll just push this the rest of the way off. And since I'm going to do all the spark plugs, I'm going to take this one out as well. That battery powered ratchet has me spoiled. When it can't fit in there, I'm like, damn, I got to twist it out. But for most of my life, that's what I've been doing. I don't have to unplug this one, I just have to pull it off. It's good that these are all dry. So now I'm gonna go to the other side and see if they're easy to get to as well. They're right down there, and it's gonna be a lot tighter than the other side. So I'm gonna take off this intake box and see if that helps me. There's a lock nut on the other side. All right, let's see. It seems like that'll be enough for me to get to the coils. I'm not so sure about the spark plugs, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, the 3/8 will fit in there nicely. Let's see, is there room to pull this one out? Oh yeah, oh yeah, we'll just pull it out and set it aside. Something like that. And this one right here, front one, there's plenty of room to get to this one. There we go. So these are the spark plugs I'm using right here. NGK Laser Iridium Premium, and that's the part number. I got the spark plugs at Advance, and I will link them in the description, but I don't know how deep this hole is, so let's see if this is deep enough. And it is. 1 3-inch extension is deep enough. Let's see if there's room for this back one. Not so much, but the trick I've learned is to put the socket in, get it seated, and then put the extension in, verify it's on the spark plug, and if I can get the ratchet on there, I can break it free. All right, this should be the hardest one to get to. Nice. So I think I got it all the way out. Let's see if I can separate the socket from the extension. Oh, come on. Well, if I remove this, I could probably pull it straight out. I can absolutely do it without taking this off, but I think this will really help. Oh yeah, can sit that out of the way. The bottom, I think, is just in those little rubber grommets. Oh yeah. Now I can just sit this right there, and that allows me to pull this straight out with the spark plug. And these are a bit wet, hoping that is just oil. But now I know how to get to them. We can revisit it if we need to. See, this one can go straight in. Get over that lip. Ah, yeah. Yeah. And the threads are pulling it in nicely. All right, got it snug down. Ooh, now I gotta get the socket off of the spark plug, and it looks like it comes off nicely. Wonderful. Yeah, boy. The front coil and the rear coil. Getting them both started. So I'm going to take a look at this one to see how the clip goes. Actually, I had this all wrong. I was treating this like a Honda injector. That's not how it works. You just press down on the metal tab and it releases it. And that's what it should look like. And this is how it should go in. You should just be able to push it in and it should just click. Well, it didn't click, but it's secure now. And that's all there is to it. Now let's do the spark plugs. All right, let's see if Subaru designed this side to get straight in there. And they did, just barely though. Good for you, Subaru. Oh, it's gonna be tight though. After I cracked the spark plug free, it was kind of tight getting this out though. Spark plugs on flat or boxer engines aren't as fun as inline engines, but for this car, they're very doable. Yeah. Only one more to go now. Yeah, I mean, with these, you can tell when the washer is crushed. It just stops and don't go any farther. Now I can just put this back in and this one as well. So that's the spark plugs and the ignition coil that I suspect was bad. Done. So now that the spark plugs and ignition coils are done, I'm just going to remount this, and these just go in these little grommets down here. and those holes line right back up. Might as well put the box back on. I'm going to start finishing up the intake side over here. This one I started it, but I never tightened it down when I was doing all the other hoses. So I'm running in with my hand and then hit it with some wrenches. There was this and this that was mated with a coupling, and it was filled with oil. So I wiped the coupling out. Now I am going to reinstall it. All right, and I got a new downstream oxygen sensor, and if it is an exact match, I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. Looks like an exact match. Now, I've never done this, but go like that and you don't have to use an oxygen sensor wrench. Uh-oh, did I take off too much? Oh no, that's the way it's supposed to be. I was worried. I'm replacing this because of the code that I got for Bank 2. This comes with a bit of anti-seize already on the threads, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's finger tight. And this is the part number I used. There we go. See if we can get it on. The only place where I didn't get a new gasket is right here, but it's after all the action takes place anyway. That in, and look at it. Everything is lined up. I was worried about that. Hey babe. About got all the stuff buttoned up.
Okay.
Did you get to watch Drip FC?
No.
You watched other?
For a second, but we watched US Women and Hope and Courage.
Did Hope win?
Yeah.
Nice. She has a good team.
Yeah, they lost this morning though.
Ooh, can I get in there? How did I get at that before? I took all this off at the same time. Let me see if I can get at it through here. I think I can get to it through here. I need to get some magnetic sockets. They would help greatly with situations like this one. So I was able to get it on there. But it was a bit tedious. Dadgummit, I got it on there, and looky, forgot to put the gasket on. I was up under the car doing my job. Oh, I forgot the gasket on. I probably don't know the tune of that song. Gasket in place. Now I just gotta tighten everything down. Something that is easy to forget. This little ground strap, but I'm not gonna forget it. So the downstream, I'll hook it up right here. And this one goes right there. Now this should mount somewhere, but I don't see where. Oh, is it way over here? Damn, I don't see how that can get there. The home stretch fluids. So I basically put all of this in. The car calls for 5.1 with filter change, but the turbo was drained, all that was drained. So I have another 1 quart bottle that I may top it off with. I'm going to try to pre-lube the turbo. Never done that before. We'll see how that goes. All right, I'm gonna let that sit overnight. So that is most of the mechanical bits that I know to fix right now. The first thing I'm gonna do in the morning is clean up a little bit. I am so disorganized. I keep saying I'm gonna do better, but there's always tomorrow. I didn't get to everything that I wanted to today, but I did make good progress. Stay tuned because in the next video, I'm going to start it and see if I fixed some of the issues it had. Thanks for watching. Take care.